Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi departs for his first ever Poland and Ukraine visit. Says looking forward to share perspectives and peaceful resolution of the Ukraine conflict. Former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Obama make impassioned pleas for Americans to back Kamala Harris. Antony Blinken wraps a whirlwind trip to West Asia even as agreement eludes between Israel and Hamas. US hopes the deal gets done in the days ahead. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarked on a three-day visit to Poland and Ukraine today. This would be the first visit by any Indian Prime Minister to Warsaw in 45 years and the first ever to Ukraine. All right, the Prime Minister also issued a departure statement before embarking on the visit. Up on your screens, we'll have the highlights of the departure statement. Poland visit comes as we mark 70 years of our diplomatic relations. Poland is a key economic partner to India in Central Europe. The two sides have mutual commitment to democracy and pluralism. Prime Minister Modi will also engage with members of the vibrant Indian community in Poland. Prime Minister also said that he is looking forward to meet his Polish counterpart Donald Tusk and President Andrzej Duda to further advance India-Poland partnership. The Prime Minister will also be visiting Ukraine at the invitation of President Volodymyr Zelensky. Prime Minister said that he is looking forward to strengthening bilateral cooperation and sharing perspectives on peaceful resolution of the ongoing Ukraine conflict. As a friend and partner, India hopes for an early return of peace and stability in the region. Meanwhile, the central Polish town of Łódź is upbeat about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. Łódź is the hub of 200 Indian companies in Poland. DD India correspondent Vishal Baristow spoke to Deputy Mayor of the city, Adam Pastelnek. Let's listen in.
I have with me the Deputy Mayor of Łódź. Let's talk to him and find out, first of all, this is the center of attraction for all Indians. And Poland is the largest trading partner of India in Central Europe. Prime Minister coming after 4 decades. So what do you have to say?
That I am very proud and grateful for this visit. India is and should be in the future one of our major global partners and major global allies. When I look at our economy, the potential that European economy gives also through Poland as one of the leading logistics hub, I think it offers also great opportunities for India. And on the other hand, when you look at India, who is one of the global leaders, being the most populous country on earth, with really endless economic human potential, I think that the potential of this visit and potential mutual gains are really, really extraordinary.
Indian Prime Minister would also be meeting some of the political personalities of Poland. So how do you see this opportunity?
I think that sometimes not even we bilaterally are aware of how close we are and how big potential we have. And Poland can play a part and play as a partner for India to be a gateway to Europe in many other elements. Poland, comparing to some of the old EU countries, still offers some potential and some possibilities that are really difficult to observe in some other parts in our continent. On the other hand, when you look at the potential of Indian economy, Indian business, Indian academia, I think that if we will wisely and smartly build bridges between us, I think that this could be one of the most vibrant economic and also political and business relationships in this part of the world.
So there you heard from the Deputy Mayor, Poland can be certainly the gateway to Europe for India, and the presence of Indian Prime Minister, his meeting with the Indian diaspora, his meeting with the political personalities of the country would certainly be a very positive step for both countries. With cameraman Sanjeev in Uch, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
125 kilometers from Poland's capital city of Warsaw is the city of Łódź. The city is not only the stronghold of Indian multinationals, but also has several small units of textile manufacturing. DD India correspondent Vishal Baristo caught up with the Indian diaspora in Łódź on Indian Prime Minister's visit to Poland. Let's listen in.
I'm here in Łódź, which is the industrial hub of the Indian companies. 200 companies are located here, and I have with me these very excited Indians who are ready to welcome the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Let's talk to them and find out. What's your name?
Amit Lat.
Mr. Amit, how do you feel about this visit of the Prime Minister?
It's absolutely a proud moment for India and Indian community out here. And even the Polish diaspora is looking forward to this visit of Prime Minister Modi. It's an epic visit. You know, after 45 years, the Prime Minister is arriving to this country. And I think this is going to take India relations with Poland at a different level.
What makes Łódź so important for Indian diaspora and also for the Polish economy?
There are more than 200 plus Indian companies who are contributing to the fashion industry across Poland, you know. And that's the reason Indian community plays a very, very important role out here, and especially all the Indian companies out here.
It's a very big moment for us who live here for around maybe 30 years, 20 years. Me, myself, being born and brought up here 24 years. And especially, it's very proud of the things that Modi is doing around the world. For example, recently, we were in a Paris textile fair. There you could proudly see on the entrance a big image of India and Narendra Modi and the exhibition of Bharat Tex being promoted around the world. So it's like step by step he's making big changes, and we're excited to see what changes he brings to Poland.
Bharat Mata ki Jai! Bharat Mata ki Jai! Bharat Vande Vande Vande.
So there you hear all these people, they are from the Indian diaspora, and they are also very excited, and why not? The long wait of 45 years is now over. With cameraman Sanjeev in Łódź, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
Solar panels are being installed at around 5,000 temples and pirivenas across Sri Lanka under the grant of India. Solar panels are being installed at 4,000 temples and 800 pirivenas or monastic colleges, with plans to extend the project to an additional 3,000 temples. The project is being implemented under a grant of $15 million. High Commissioner of India Santosh Jha said that the Indian government has implemented projects across all 25 districts of Sri Lanka. The public unveiling of these projects is likely to be delayed due to the upcoming election. The Indian High Commissioner also distributed solar lanterns to the beneficiaries of houses built with Indian grant assistance in the plantation areas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated the Central Bank of India, RBI's Governor Shaktikant Das, on receiving the top rating in the Global Finance Central Banker Report Cards 2024. Responding to a post on X by the RBI, Prime Minister said, and I quote him, "Congratulations to RBI Governor Shaktikant Das for this feat, and that too for the second time. This is a recognition of his leadership at the RBI and his work towards ensuring economic growth and stability." In an exclusive conversation with DD India, ISRO Chairman Dr. S. Somnath shared progress on India's ambitious human space mission, Gaganyaan. He confirmed that the first test flight of India's human-rated Gaganyaan rocket is set for December 2024.
About 4 or 5 years, we have been working on this program for building a rocket which will be human-rated, building the craft that is called the Gaganyaan craft, the crew module, and the associated complex systems, a crew escape system and the intelligence in the rocket which are required to carry out this mission. I can tell you that we have reached the threshold of completing the rocket ready. The rocket is already completed the human rating and is at Satish Dhawan Space Center for ready for launch. The crew module and the rest of the elements are new developments. Of course, this has gone through certain development process. We did some missions in the recent times showcasing how the crew escape can really happen. The flight item is now finally undergoing the integration, and still there are some milestones to cross, like the development of crew. For example, environmental control support system is under development and many such smaller elements. So the first mission we are undertaking without crew inside, but with a robot which will be replicating the human flight scenarios and do the measurements.
Vyomitra,
of course.
humanoid, yes.
So the crew module, the crew escape system and other elements will come to launch complex by next 2 months or so, and we will be ready for the first mission, the unmanned mission, uncrewed mission to space by December this year.
Talking about India's first National Space Day on August 23rd, ISRO chief said that today India's space story is about both milestones achievements like Chandrayaan-3 as well as becoming relevant in everyday life of people.
First National Space Day have its prominence so that it has to get embedded into the minds of the people that we are going to this. So that's why it is important. See, we have all the time telling that we are touching the lives of the people. And when we do so, the reason for going to moon has always been questioned. And the connection between these two are very, very evident today, because it is inspiring people, it is inspiring youngsters, it's also bringing in new talents and technology into the domain of the space. So traditionally we have been working with people serving the humanity, like in disaster management, natural resource mapping, communication. Now today we are into the space, looking at moon and Mars and beyond the universe. Yes.
And now we take a look at other stories making it to the headlines from across India. The indefinite strike of junior doctors continues in all major hospitals in Delhi, including AIIMS, Safdarjung, RML, Lady Hardinge Medical College, Loknaik, GB Pant, against the murder of a junior female doctor in Kolkata. OPD and regular surgeries will be affected in hospitals for the 10th consecutive day on Wednesday. India witnesses a rise in cultivation of pulses, oil seeds and more. The production of Kharif crop sowing is at its advanced stage, with farmers in India having sown crops across more than thousands and lakhs of hectares so far this year. Kharif crop production has significantly increased this year. The government is giving a lot of thrust to cultivation of pulses. Indian Railways recently conducted a successful trial of the new Vista Dome train on the Shimla-Kalka Heritage Railway line. Now, this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Vista Dome coaches, known for their large glass windows, transparent roofs and rotating seats, are designed to enhance the travel experience by offering panoramic view of the scenic landscapes along the route. The introduction of these coaches will be done to boost tourism by offering passengers a more immersive and comfortable journey through the picturesque hills. And a joint military exercise, Mitra Shakti, between India and Sri Lanka is currently underway at Army Training School in Sri Lanka from 12th to 25th of August. The exercise aims to increase interoperability between the Indian Army and Sri Lankan Army and enhance capabilities in combating urban terrorism and strengthening cooperation between both the armies. You're watching DD India Live. We're heading for a short break. But after the break, Russian President Vladimir Putin makes a surprise visit to the North Caucasus Republic amid Ukraine's cross-border incursion. This is the first trip in 13 years. Thailand says Mpox case recorded in foreigner travelling from Africa. In a shocker for Bennifer fans, singer and actor Jennifer Lopez files for divorce from her actor husband Ben Affleck after 2 years of marriage. Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India Live. Let's get you more updates. The second night of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago ended with Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz being confirmed as the nominees for November elections. Former U.S. President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama delivered back-to-back impassioned speeches endorsing Harris. They urged voters to back a new chapter with her, saying America is ready for a new chapter and Kamala Harris is ready for the job.
We have a chance to elect someone who has spent her entire life trying to give people the same chances America gave her. Someone who sees you and hears you and will get up every single day and fight for you. The next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris is more than ready for this moment. She is one of the most qualified people ever to seek the office of the presidency. And she is one of the most dignified. A tribute to her mother, to my mother, and to your mother, too.
Barack Obama also witnessed enthusiastic response from the audience when he said, "Yes, she can." The phrase referred back to his 2008 slogan, "Yes, we can."
Who actually cares about the millions of people all across this country who wake up every single day to do the essential, often thankless work, to care for our sick, to clean our streets, to deliver our packages. We need a president who will stand up for their right to bargain for better wages and working conditions. And Kamala will be that president. Yes, she can. Yes, she can.
Kamala Harris's husband, Douglas Emhoff, praised his wife for her joy and empathy during his speech at the DNC. The second gentleman described his wife as a joyful warrior, while also highlighting her background as a tough prosecutor.
Kamala is a joyful warrior. It's doing for her country what she has always done for the people that she loves. Her passion will benefit all of us when she's our president. And here's the thing about joyful warriors. They're still warriors. And Kamala is as tough as it comes. Just ask the criminals, the global gangsters, and the witnesses before the Senate Judiciary Committee. She never runs from a fight. And she knows the best way to deal with a coward is to take him head on. Because we all know cowards are weak, and Kamala Harris can smell weakness.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made a quick trip to the West Asia on Tuesday to inject urgency into the efforts to broker a Gaza ceasefire deal, but departed the region on Tuesday without, in fact, any final agreement between the warring sides. Sarah Coates has more from Tel Aviv.
Well, this is being seen as a last-ditch attempt to get this ceasefire and hostage deal over the line. The US Secretary of State, after meetings in both Israel and Egypt, where he met with the president there, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who warned that the time has come to end the war, which could throw the region into a wider conflict that is difficult to imagine.
We need to get the ceasefire and hostage agreement over the finish line, and we need to do it now. Time is of the essence because with every passing day, the well-being and lives of the hostages are in jeopardy.
Now, on Monday, Blinken met with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who told him that he is committed to a deal. But late on Tuesday, Israel's Prime Minister came out to tell a group of people that he is not sure if there will be a deal. And he's now being slammed by the Hostage and Missing Families Forum, who are accusing him of torpedoing this deal, saying that the Israeli government has abandoned the hostages. So certainly a lot of tension here on the ground. There is, of course, hope, but there is not a lot of optimism. And according to a number of senior Israeli officials being cited by US media, the Israeli negotiating team has actually been handcuffed by the Israeli Prime Minister. They say that they have not been given the leeway to actually get this deal done. And what we can expect later this week, potentially Thursday or Friday, are these talks to once again pick up in Cairo. Reporting from Tel Aviv, I'm Sarah Coates for DD India.
All right, shifting focus now. Russian President Vladimir Putin made a surprise visit to North Caucasus Republic amid Ukraine's cross-border incursion. Now, this is the first trip in 13 years. Putin and Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov inspected Chechen troops and volunteers in Chechnya on Tuesday. Kadyrov, a key Kremlin ally, has often described himself as Putin's foot soldier. While Putin has rarely visited Chechnya in recent years, the region has shaped him as a politician. The surprise visit comes as Moscow fights to push Ukrainian forces out of the Kursk region 2 weeks after they crossed the border in the largest invasion of Russia since World War II. Meanwhile, Ukraine launched one of the largest ever drone attacks on Moscow on Tuesday. The attack comes as Russia, while advancing in eastern Ukraine, struggles to push Ukrainian forces out of its Kursk region. The Russian air defense said that its units destroyed 11 drones flying towards the capital. Further, no damage or casualties had been reported. Russia says it has detained a scientist in Moscow on suspicion of carrying out a cyber attack for Ukraine. He is accused of treason by Russia's Federal Security Service, and a video has been released of his arrest. Dasha Chernysheва has more from Moscow.
Russia's Federal Security Service, the FSB, said on Tuesday that it detained a scientist in Moscow on suspicion of treason. The FSB said the suspect, whose name was not revealed, conducted DDoS attacks on critical infrastructure of Russia and collected information about the military on the instructors of Ukraine's intelligence, SBU. The FSB also said that the suspect transferred money and cryptocurrency to the accounts of funds registered in Ukraine for the purchase of weapons, military equipment, and equipment for the armed forces of Ukraine. The FSB video suggested that the scientist may have been detained some time ago, as it shows a man arrested in a snow-covered city. Earlier, the FSB detained a resident of Novgorod region who intended to move to Ukraine through the Bryansk region to take part in the hostilities against Russia. Last week, the FSB arrested an employee of a military unit in Russia's southern region of Rostov, also for allegedly spying for Ukraine. The FSB said the woman was already in contact with the Ukrainian side when she joined a unit of Russia's southern military district in January 2023. She is accused of collecting information of various kinds about the arsenals, bases and warehouses that are part of the southern military district. Meanwhile, Russia continues to fight the Ukrainian incursion of Russia's Kursk region and formed 3 new military groupings to bolster security in the regions bordering Ukraine. Dasha Chernysheва in Moscow, reporting for DD India.
And now we take a look at other stories making it to the headlines from across the world. Another Southeast Asian nation on Monday announced its first Mpox case this year. After Philippines, Thailand has now detected an Mpox case in a European man who arrived from Africa last week. The country said it is awaiting test results to determine the strain. Elsewhere, Argentina on Tuesday quarantined a grains ship over a suspected Mpox case. Till now, approximately 13 countries have reported Mpox cases caused by other strains across Americas this year, according to the WHO. Italian rescue workers continued their search into the dark of night on Tuesday to find 6 missing people after an intense storm sank the vessel on Monday. The British-flagged Baisian super yacht was carrying 22 people and anchored off the port of Porticello when it was hit by the fierce pre-dawn storm. 15 people escaped before it capsized, and the body of one person who died was swiftly recovered. A man arrested on suspicion of killing a number of women and dumping their bodies in an old quarry escaped from police custody in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, on Tuesday. Collins Jumazi was arrested last month in connection with the discovery of at least 6 bodies wrapped in plastic bags in an abandoned quarry. The man broke out of the Gigiri police station alongside 12 Eritrean nationals. A quick weather update from South Korea, where heavy rain and strong winds are lashing various parts as Typhoon Yongdari moves towards East Asian nation. Flights have been cancelled and coastal flood warnings are put in place on the Jeju Island, a popular holiday destination in the south. Evacuation orders for the island have also been issued. No casualties have been reported. Singer and actor Jennifer Lopez has filed for divorce from her actor husband Ben Affleck after 2 years of marriage. Lopez submitted divorce papers in Los Angeles County Superior Court on Tuesday. In the early 2000s, the pair, dubbed Benefer, were the most talked about couple in the celebrity world. Lopez and Affleck started dating again in 2021 and exchanged vows in July 2022 in Las Vegas. All right, that's it in this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on your screens. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.